Welcome to another episode of the show. Today I'm going to be pulling the engine out of the car. I'll also be putting the diff, pulling it out and getting the bearing numbers. I'm going to get some new NSK bearings. I'm not going to reuse the bearings that were on the diff because that would just be sort of using 150,000 K old parts, and may as well just get some new ones. They're like 40 bucks. I also got some new rims for the car, 200 bucks for a set of two. So this is what they look like on the car. I'm also going to be pulling off the front hubs because I got some new wheel bearings coming for the front. Get them ready to send off to Subaru to have them changed over. And yeah, hopefully let's get this engine out of the car. So let's do it.
Drink, think deeply as I sink. Finally, someplace I found peace in the dark of night. Tabletops, counters in the early hours. Stone cold inside. Banging drop stanzas, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights go. We wander all alone, but we can't deny we are the street light people. Chasing whatever kills for so long. I forgot how it feels in the dark of night. Tabletops, counters in the early hours. Stone cold inside.
Okay, so in here is a pin because it's a pull clutch. It's something that I forgot to pull out with the hole when I was disassembling. But one of my mates who's a good Subaru tech, Richard, he reminded me to pull the pin. First you crack it with the Allen key, then there's a little 10mm bolt area you can wind it into the actual pin, and then it just pulls out like.
Banging drop stanzas, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights go. We wander all alone, but we can't deny we are the street light people.
If you're going to be taking your car to a clutch shop to get the clutch done, just make sure you ask them about the life of your spigot bearing, also about the rear main seal, because I'm not going to name and shame the shop that did the clutch on my car, but what they did was they actually reused the old flywheel bolts, which is not a good thing because they stretch and they're basically a one-off bolt. Maybe you can get probably 2 uses out of them. So all they've done is they've just put Loctite on the threads when they put them back in. The spigot bearing's absolutely stuffed, and as you can see the rear main seal is leaking like crazy. None of which they even mentioned. So yeah, it's just interesting to see from a mechanic's perspective. A specialist shop should be doing all of these things, but obviously, you know, for time constraints and what they kind of charge and stuff, they're just trying to get the job in and out a lot of the time. So yeah, it's just interesting. But so what I'll have to do is I'll order a new spigot bearing, I'll order a new flywheel bolts and a new rear main seal, just knock all of them in, then the car won't have any issues. So you can see I've replaced the timing belt already with a Kevlar Gates timing belt. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure it's all at top dead center and everything's sort of lined up so that later on when we're reassembling it, most of it will be able to line up in 2 seconds sort of thing, so we can put it all back on together. Basically what we want to do is there's marks on these gears, and what we want to do is we want to line them up accordingly. So always going to be the two marks together here, singular mark sort of to the side-ish here. All the bearings are replaced, like the timing tensioner, all these little idlers and stuff, they're all brand new from when I did it. That's the water pump there that I'll be replacing. Also going to be replacing the oil pump, which is behind all of here. So that's why we need to basically take it all apart, take these cam sprockets off, and yeah.
Banging drop stanzas, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights gone. We wander all alone, but we can't deny the street light people.
So the turbo's held on by a bracket up here, bracket down the side, and then we've got oil drain, the low pressure one, down here, which is just a little rubber thing, and then the water. So once that banjo's disconnected, this pipe's disconnected, these two and the exhaust, we can take that whole thing off, and it will be freeing up the engine a lot more. So still waiting for an oil pump and the Killer Bee pickup. I'm also going to look into a different sump because yeah, 2.5 sump with the Killer Bee baffle would be ideal. Well, the Killer Bee baffle and the Killer Bee sump would be ideal, but we do what we can do. So yeah, while this engine's apart, I'm going to be ordering new bearings for the diff, any seals and gaskets that are basically in and around and surrounding the engine, any sort of oil drain hose and that sort of stuff. I just don't want to be getting in and out of here doing this again and again and again. So may as well do it right the first time. Obviously it's not the fastest way of doing things, but we can do what we can do. Alright, so you see that I've got to take this cam out and this cam out because the head studs are in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So once I've gotten a tool for these, take these guys out completely, take this backing off, and then these two cams can come off, and then there's the head behind it, so can just undo the head, take that whole thing off, and then I'll send it over to Chilton's, and yeah, they'll be able to recondition the heads for me.
Drink, think deeply as I sink. Fall
Okay, so that shit, I'm gonna start cleaning it. So it's like, nice.
Stone cold inside, banging drop stanzas, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights go. We wander all alone, but we can't deny we are the street light people. Chasing whatever kills. For so long I forgot how it feels. In the dark of night, tabletops counting eyes in the early hours. Stone cold inside, banging drop stanzas, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights go.
Right, we got that out. So basically what I need to do now is order these NSK bearings, and I'm going to press them onto the new one. I decided instead of removing the old ones and putting them on, I may as well get brand new ones, just so I'm not ruining a brand new diff straight away. But I'm going to take the crown wheel off, put that onto the new diff. Yeah, that's it for today. Once I can pull the engine apart, that'll be good. But in the meantime, while I'm doing all that, gonna go get those bushes pushed in to the T-brace, and then I'm going to get the diff bearings, and I'm just gonna put the rear back together. So at least that's gonna be all ready to go. I'm also gonna get the front wheel bearings done, and hopefully my hub plugs arrive. I'll have to figure out a way to get the gearbox plugs, because I've been informed that the gearbox plugs that I've ordered are no longer available, which sucks after a 2-month wait for them. So I'll have to figure out a way to plug up the gearbox properly without it being sketchy in any way, shape or form. So yeah, heaps to come. Next week is power play, so I'm going to be heading out there, hopefully check out some drifting demos. There's going to be burnouts and all that sort of stuff, so I'm going to do another feature video for that. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Driftsti.